Hi, beautiful souls. I am here today to specifically talk about the empath soul, which I like to call super soul. I am Rain Zaben, and I'm here in the Awakenings to help you awaken to your fabulous empath soul and explain the beauty of having a narcissist come into your life. It may not be beautiful while you're in it, but the beauty of a narcissist entering your empath soul's life really is something to pay attention to. So why does an empath connect so easily with a narcissist? So empaths are givers by nature. They have an innate calling to heal and serve others. They're born that way. That's just the way it is. So why do I call them super souls? Because they truly are super souls. They're able to hold space for everyone around them with love and light. And they feel things around them really easily. And they can bring balance to those around them and the environment just by their presence. You don't have to do anything. Just by their presence. That's how super their soul is, and therefore I call them super souls. What's beautiful about them is they maintain their innocence no matter how many heartaches they go through. That purity of their soul is maintained. They have this incredible love of helping others, and they're on this mission to learn more about themselves and humanity to serve this earth and this planet, to give it a balance of love, harmony, and peace. What's beautiful about them is that they're really passionate about what they love and always find a way to give second chances to people. That's the beauty of them. So super souls are here mainly to enrich this planet and other human souls just by their presence and their magical ways of being. So what happens when an empath is disempowered? When the super soul is disempowered, it's like you cut the circuit off, right? And they're not in their power. They feel depleted. And they deplete their energy, searching for love in all the wrong places. They give their power away to others in hopes that the other person or people tend to feel better about themselves. They want people to feel better about themselves. So they put themselves last on the list of priorities and put everybody else as a priority. They feel empty and lonely inside and keep looking for external things to fill up that void, and it's usually in the form of a relationship. Now, the cool thing is that they do feel other people's pain, sadness, anger, anxiety, happiness, frustrations, joy, and then they actually adopt them as their own, thinking that that's theirs. And so they start going through those emotions and trying to fix it and figure it out. Why am I feeling this way? They tend to have a hard time saying no to others in fear of hurting their feelings, since empaths are all about feelings. They're sensitive to feelings. They are sensitive as souls, and they feel things around them. So after an experience with a narcissist, they tend to lose more of themselves, believing that they did something wrong and deserve to be treated that way, because they have felt what everyone else feels, thought that they were their problems, and so they feel inadequate. They become harsher, and with that harshness, they feel guiltier about who they are, because with a narcissist, you're constantly fighting internal battles, so you become a harsher person. So what ends up happening is that they try out different ways to fit into the world by giving up more and more of themselves and trying to fit in to whatever anyone else thinks is the norm. And they tend to do that only because they want to be able to be seen, loved, and appreciated. And the norm is to act this way, to be this way, right? They've been given the guidelines from childhood of what normal looks like. And normal, to the empath soul, to the disempowered empath soul, is the biggest thing that they want to acquire. Because they do love human beings and they do want to be of service, and it becomes very confusing Well, how could I be of service if people don't see me and appreciate me and love me for who I am? So now I have to shift and change myself to fit in with what is called the norm. I hope this is making sense so far, right? So now we know what the empath is going through. They have their inner guidance system, right? And they're totally aligned. Their soul is aglow. I call it the glow. A glow in this planet, right? And just by their presence, they're able to heal and help everybody. They don't know this, okay? What they only have learned from their childhood is, I only can be loved when I serve others, how others want me to serve them, to dim my glow and my light and my intuition and all that I know to be true, and take their truth and adopt it into my life. And in that, there's like this imbalance that happens because that doesn't resonate truth. So I'm living a fake reality. I'm living in a fake reality. I'm being fake with who I am just to fit in. So they're able, those super souls, with their presence, they're able to adopt other people's pain, right? And so a super soul that is in balance, okay, doesn't absorb other people's. They have their own, and they can feel that these are other people's because they're feelers, right? They feel these are other people's, and just by them feeling it, their energy exchanges. They're able to exchange and shift energies just because they are more empowered, right? They are very empowered in themselves. The disempowered one, the energy, because they don't trust themselves, because they've silenced their intuition, because they're in constant doubt of who they are and their worthiness, because they haven't been accepted for who they are, or seen or appreciated, their energetic boundaries are very are basically not really there. So instead of them feeling it on their energy field and knowing that this isn't theirs, this is somebody else's, because they are very, very, very aware of their own feelings and their own senses. So their feelings trump anybody else's. Because they don't have that sensory, it just goes in, right? So when somebody's sad, they're feeling their sadness even more than the person in front of them because they want to change it for them. They want to exchange the energy. Now, the thing is, when it goes inside, it sort of lingers, right? And a disempowered empath really doesn't understand the mechanism of what to do with energy that's gone in, because then they start to believe that it's them. And they start working out how to get rid of these emotions by dissecting their past, when in reality, it's not even theirs. So anxiety is really a big factor in their lives due to not having the ability to follow their own intuition, in fear that they are wrong and will be disliked. They don't want to be disliked. So what happens when a narcissist gets hold of a disempowered super soul? It is delicious. Delicious for the narcissist. The super soul, the disempowered super soul, is ignited. The narc knows what they are and exploits them. He exploits all those nooks and crooks where the disempowered super soul has all these triggers now, all these fears, all these worries, all these concerns, all these beliefs about themselves that is not serving their highest and best good. And the narc can see it. So what happens is the super soul feels depleted, and yet will not give up the hope of helping heal the narcissist, believing that they are pursuing their mission on this earth, because in innate feeling, it's a constant, I need to serve and heal and help. It doesn't happen. So now the super soul is attracted to the narcissist because she has stopped listening to her own inner self and higher self and her intuition. She does not believe it to be real, since she had been denied many times by family members at an earlier age. Since she taps in so easily to the true feelings of others, she easily taps into the little child in the narcissist that might have suffered as a child. His excessive sensitivity is what she touches base with daily when she interacts with him, and therefore assumes that all he says is truth. She's seeing his younger child innocence. I'm telling you, super souls are able to see through people. She sees that part of him. She connects with that innocent, scared, vulnerable, sensitive, broken child. Years ago, he was 6 and now he's 40. So everything she's tapping into is the original essence that no more actually exists, because a super soul can really go and float and understand everything that is around them. I mean, spend some time just sitting and contemplating a tree and you will feel the tree if you're a super soul. You will feel what the tree is saying. It's extraordinary. Now, there's also a second reason why a disempowered super soul will stay with a narcissist. Is because when she first met her narcissist, she felt seen, heard, loved, and accepted just as she is. She blossomed. So she needs to feel loved and cared for, and hopes daily that the person he presented himself to be at the beginning will eventually come back and love her the way he did before. And her self-worth starts depleting from that point onwards, even further than it was before. She hyper-focuses on him for so long that she loses touch of herself and her own needs, and her glow dims with time. She's focused on him and loses herself. Now let me bring this up again to a happy place, okay? So the best part of being with a narcissist is that they really push the super soul to the brink of insanity. And at some point, the super soul decides that this is madness and there's something very wrong happening to her. She feels off balance, she's confused, she lost a lot of her friends, she lost her sanity, and she lost her sense of self. Sense of self. And then she decides to break free. And in her breaking free, she starts to search for someone else to build her up again, to give her all the attention, love, affection that she desires to feel complete and alive again. She misses herself and wants to find someone to help her find it. And she believes that the only thing that can bring her that self-love again is another person. So she seeks out another narcissist, and this time he is worse than the one before. Now she doesn't know she's seeking out a narcissist, but the love bombing face is always a narcissist. This time it's even more abusive than the time before, and she refuses to leave, assuming that she must be at fault, because not everyone she's dating is crazy. Now the maddening thing about all this is that she goes from a narcissist to another narcissist, and each one keeps getting worse. Why? Because there's something about the love bombing face, her need to be validated and loved and seen after being so destroyed. She's in such a weaker position than she was with the first person she dealt with, because now she's more depleted, more broken, more confused about who she is, okay? Working out ways to feel better, thirsty for that other person to acknowledge that or appreciate who she was in the relationship, which she will never get. Therefore, the next narc that comes in, it's a piece of cake. She's already really, really, really down on herself. She's in a very vulnerable place. So as he waltzes in, gives her the attention, love bombs the hell out of her, she feels alive again. She feels complete again. She feels, oh, here, someone has seen me, therefore I am good. I am good again. Big mistake. Big mistake. And the same thing happens again. The devaluation takes over, and she is again more depleted than before, more bitter, more hurt, and yet constantly hyper-focused on that one person. Now, she can't do anything. Even people who come around her do feel better, but she's not available. She has no space to be there for anyone other than keep a little bit of her sanity and hyper-focusing with the partner, wondering, when the boat will rock, when is the next thing, if she'll be heard, if she won't. She's just constantly fighting this war. And it's all not seen by anyone but her and the narcissist. Now this type of cycle can go on for years and years, jumping from one narc to the next, thinking every narc is not the narc, but then they turn out to be the narc. There's the covert and there's the overt and there's a mix of both, and it just becomes this mayhem. And as long as the disempowered supersoul is disempowered, the more narcs come into her life to shake her back into her empowered, true, authentic sense of self. The longer it takes her, the more she falls for the same kind of men, the less time she has to really ground into herself and into her purpose on this earth. Then, one magical day, she says, enough, and puts her foot down with herself, and she starts seeking help to find herself and her sanity. She swears off men and relationships and decides that her next relationship will be with herself. And that is when true magic takes place. That is when everything in her world aligns to help her get back on track and to remember who she is originally as a super soul, so she can take her power back and glow even more than she ever thought was possible. And these, my friends, is a story of the disempowered empath. And why do we want the disempowered empath to be a powerful empath? To be the super soul that they're meant to be? Is because every single super soul on this earth is here to align with themselves. Not seek out a partner to make them feel better and complete. Not seek out people to feel better and complete. But to seek out themselves to feel better and complete, because they, once they tap into their true power, they align so beautifully with higher source and ground. Of course, they're going to have ups and downs and mood swings as a human experience, but their soul, it feels like you can breathe again. You feel stronger. You feel nothing can hurt me. I will not allow it anymore. Boundaries show up and your healing abilities explode, because now you are in here and you're not looking for, I want to be loved. I want someone to see me, to recognize me. Because you've never seen or recognized yourself. You've been in denial of who you are because you wanted to be normal, because you wanted to fit in. But you're not normal. You're a super soul. Act like one, be one, and appreciate the narcissist's grand entrance in your life, because you were so disempowered that you needed the big wake-up call of feeling so depleted. Because just know that the day you wake up and decide, I am done, I am going to sit with me, and it's time for me. No one is going to make me feel better. I will make myself feel better. God will make me feel better. The angels, the source, energy, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to align with everything that my heart and my soul resonate with. And when my power is back in, I'm able to do my purpose. Because the minute I am present in any environment, I expand in this beautiful, humongous glow, okay, that everyone in my vicinity, every object, every animal, even nature, even humans in my vicinity, because you're really expansive, right? Shifts and changes to the better. And when it doesn't matter what they see, and it matters what you see, they end up seeing you the way you see yourself. And in that, you are fully in your power. See you on the next episode. Bye-bye.